You better bring some heat.
Mm.
Caution when you step to me. To my own wannabe.
This is the new album.
This is the new album.
Mm.
This is one of the singles on my new album.
I like it, man. All right, all right. Can we? All right, we don't want to give the people everything right off the bat. So all right. Morgan was just showing me the new album. We got Morgan Cox in the studio. Morgan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Great, man. I'm excited to have you here. It's long overdue.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. How many times have you been here? Like 5 times?
No, like 2 times. This is my 3rd time, I think.
You have like 20 videos on the channel though.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You got a lot of those Street Champs concerts. I remember we knocked out like 10 of them in a day.
That's fire.
It was crazy. But all right, Morgan. So before we get into everything, tell a little people about yourself.
Well, my name is Morgan J. Cox. I'm a singer-songwriter in Southern Colorado, and I'm married to the music. Everything that I do is involving music in my life, except for my 9 to 5. But other than that, I'm just trying to reach. I'm reaching, like, my back's itching. I'm trying to go as far as I can go, and yeah, that's it.
Where you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Denver. How old are you?
I am 33 as of last week.
Oh, nice. Happy late birthday.
Thank you.
What'd you do for your birthday?
I got my star chart read, my zodiac signs.
Oh wow.
Like, I found out like the position of the planets when I was born. Went and got some sushi, and yeah, I was just chilling.
Wow. What'd you learn about yourself from the stars or whatever?
I learned that Saturn be hating on me.
What does that do? What does that like do in your life?
It's just difficult. It's in a position. It's in a house where it's just like challenging, and I need to focus more on getting myself physically fit and things will fall into place. Like I'd be thinking like, damn, if I get a manager, or if I get on this, if I do that, then things will fall in place and all. It's just like if I work on myself, like my body and stuff, then the stars say like everything will fall in place for me.
So if you're more like physically fit,
yeah,
everything's gonna work out.
Yeah, kind of true. Because I used to dance back in the day, and everything was going good when I was physically fit. Because like it takes a lot just to be physically fit. You have your mind strength. You know what I mean. You gotta have your finances right so you can eat healthy. You gotta eat right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. You gotta be around the right people. You know what I mean. So I understand that everything falls into place when you're physically fit.
Wow. Was there any point in your life that you felt physically fit?
Yeah, when I used to dance in Denver, really? I used to dance in a training group called Cleo Parker Robinson Dance, and we did stuff from hip hop, modern, to ballet, to all kind of stuff. So,
all right. So, but before we get into all that newer stuff, I want to go back in your childhood. You grew up with both parents?
Yeah, not in the household though. I've lived pillow to post. So, my mom has 7 kids. I'm the middle child of 7.
Okay.
So it wasn't easy. It was not easy for me growing up, and I faced so many obstacles and overcame them. You know what I mean? So, from like fighting with family members to alcohol abuse to all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just been like a traumatic upbringing. So
yeah. So middle of 7 kids. So you said. Where's your dad to begin with?
My dad's in Denver. He lives in Denver now.
But your parents separated it when you were young?
When I was young, yeah.
Huh. What age?
I think I was around like 8.
Wow. You remember? Do you have any memories of them, being together or separating that affect you?
I remember everything. I have like the memory of an elephant. Like I can remember shit that people don't usually remember. So, like I remember good times. I remember bad times. I remember one time my dad, he stole Christmas like the Grinch. So we got adopted by this family, right? And they came and brought us all these presents, and we went to sleep, and the next morning, like all the presents was gone from under the tree. And my mom was like, "Yeah, your dad took them. He just walked out of the house." I was like, "Damn." I remember that vaguely, and that's why I don't like Christmas, because like the gift giving and stuff, because people expect a lot from other people, and like I've just had bad experiences with gifts. You know what I mean, on Christmas. So.
Wow. What did he do with the gifts?
He smoked them, bro.
Oh wow. So he like pawned them and just.
Yeah, he smoked it up.
Oh shit.
And I'm not. That's in the past. You know what I mean? Like, so much stuff has happened to me in the past. Like, if I was to hold on to all that shit, I would be a villain. I'd be fucking ruthless. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but I try to let go for myself. You know what I mean? Because like all that hurt, pain, and anger hold on to that shit. It's like holding on a hot coal. You're the only one that's getting burned, you know?
Mm-hmm. Wow. What's one of your earliest memories? Like, what's the first memory you have in your brain?
The first memory that I have, there's so many of them, bro. But thinking back, it's probably like my sister trying to have me walk, and like she used to drag me. I was telling her I can't walk. I don't know if that's just like something that I'm just making up in my mind, but I vaguely remember that, like trying to tell her like I can't walk. You know what I mean? And she's just like dragging me.
Like she trying to teach you how to walk
Yeah.
as a child?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Huh. So middle, like, do you have more brothers, more sisters?
So there's 4 boys and 3 girls. My little brother was murdered last year. One of my little brothers was murdered last year in Denver.
Oh wow. Oh.
And yeah, that sucks because like recently I just been going through this emotional turmoil with that. You know what I mean? Trying to get over it, but you never get over grief. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to cope with it and not like ruminate in it and stuff. You know what I mean?
What was your brother's name?
His name was Jamal.
Jamal. What's the story behind that? Do you feel comfortable telling that story?
Yeah. So where to start? So Jamal, he had this baby mom. You know what I mean? I don't even know her name, but some bitch. I would call her a bitch. Like no,
Anyway, it starts there.
She they were fighting. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I guess they were arguing and fighting. And this was in Denver, so it was on Colfax Street. So he started to walk up Colfax, and then when he got up to like Colfax and Monaco, he got into an altercation with the girl's mom and her stepdad, and then we've been told that the stepdad shot him in the leg. You know what I mean? And he bled out. This lady was there trying to pray with him to just like to comfort him because he was too big. My brother's taller than me. You know what I mean? I'm 6'2", so he was like 6'4". You know what I mean? He's a big guy, but he's younger than me. You know what I mean? She couldn't turn him over to stop the bleeding, so he just bled to death and died at the bus stop. So,
wow.
Yeah.
How old was he?
Jamal was 22.
22. Wow. It's a kid.
Yeah. That really sucks. So, and it was like it's kind of freaky too, bro, because like the mortuary where we buried him at is called Pipkin, so it's like it's like a block down from where he got murdered at, bro. Like a parking lot. It's like it was so like unreal when that happened.
Did the dad face any charges?
Yeah, he's in jail. I got to go to trial next month to figure all this shit out. What's gonna happen to him and what he's pleading, not guilty or whatever he's pleading. And then the lady, she got out of jail, and she's out on bond, and she even tried to sue my mom. This bitch is delusional. You know what I mean?
The girlfriend.
The mom.
Oh, the mom.
Yeah, the girlfriend's just running amok around the city. I don't know what's going on with her, but yeah, that's something that I deal with on a regular. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know like how I got to Pueblo. I never told you. I don't think I've ever told you how I got to Pueblo. So when I was 23, I auditioned for the X Factor and got a ticket to go to the next like judging round, but I wasn't mentally stable. You know what I mean? Like I suffer with mental illness, so I took it to like a dark place. You know what I mean? And I ended up punching this guy, and he fell down some steps. You know what I mean? And so through that all, I thought I was gonna just get like probation. You know what I mean? And they were like, no, you hit somebody, you hurt somebody really bad, so they're like you're facing 15 to 75 years in prison. This is when I was
75 for punching a guy in the face.
I'm gonna get to that part. Okay. So this is when I was 23, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was already delusional. I was out there staring at the sun for hours, talking to people. I think I was drinking some twisted tea too. That's why I don't drink now. You know what I mean? Because like it's not for me, and like it'll take me to places that I don't want to be. But anyway, I was out there, just yelling at people walking by and just tripping, you know what I mean, in Denver. And then this guy was trying to get into the building, and I was trying to get in the building too. And I approached him, you know what I mean? I was like, can you let me in the building? And he was like, no, I'm not letting you in the building. You're out here tripping, you know what I mean? So out of rage, I punched this guy, and he fell down some steps. And then I got apprehended by the police. I mean, they cuffed me. And then I went to jail. So I thought that I was like, okay, this guy, I'm going to get probation. Like, I've punched many people before, too. You know what I mean? But this guy was an elderly person.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, no, you can't punch elderly people. You can't punch nobody, but no, you don't want to mess with anybody elderly. So you
He
don't
had
want
a
to punch
walker,
nobody.
or he had
No,
like a
he
cane?
didn't have a walker or a
Okay.
cane. He just looked like a regular man.
Okay.
But no, he wasn't like that. Damn, that's fucked up. But no, he didn't look like that. He's just like a regular person. But you know what I mean? You still can't punch people.
Mm.
And they told me that was like, you're facing 15 to 75 years. So I spent 2 years in the city jail in Denver, which was horrible. I gained a lot of weight. Was eating that slop called food. And she was just, there was no sunlight. It was just so dark. It was like a really, really dark place. A dark time of my life.
So you go into jail when you're 23?
23.
23. What's the first day of jail like?
Oh, it was horrible. Motherfuckers in jail don't give a fuck about nothing, especially the ones that are going to be staying there for the long run. They want to fight. They want to gangbang. They want to size you up. It's worse than, like, people told me, like, if you go to prison, you're not going to be having to deal with all this shit. Because these are people, like, fresh off the street. You know what I mean? They're dealing with their emotions. They're dealing with the shit that they're going through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was scared. I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. I was like, oh, fuck, this ain't for me. Like, I'm a fucking dancer and an artist. I'm not tough. I wasn't built for tough like
Yeah,
this.
you're
I'm
not a
mentally strong, you know what I mean? But I'm just not like, I'm not a fucking shit starter, or I'm not going to go start gangbanging on you and shit, you know what I mean? So I was like, what the fuck? And only thing I do is cuss like a sailor when I'm
That's fine. Say what the
in,
fuck you want.
in my emotions. But yeah, so first day of jail was horrible. They were like, Morgan, you need to get your medication. And I was like, I ain't taking no fucking medication. That's exactly what I told them. They was like, you had a mental breakdown. I was like, no, I'm not about to take any medication. They was like, well, because, like, earlier in life, like, I tried to kill myself when I was 10. And I got introduced to, like, the mental health system, like, when I was 10 years old. I started taking medication. And all throughout my adolescence and my childhood, I was in, like, treatment centers and group homes and stuff like that.
Mm.
And so when I finally got talked to the judge and stuff, and he was like, well, yeah, you're gonna be facing 15 to 75 years. And I was like, damn, I can't do that, you know what I mean? Everything I've been through, because I've been through a lot, and I was just like, it's all gonna end and I'm gonna go to prison. That's just my story. And then I was like, I can't give up like that. So there was this lady, a public defender named, her name was Lucy. She was trying to get me to go to trial. And then she got off my case. And then there was this other lady named Evan Zuckerman or something like that. But she came in, she approached me. She was like, with your story and the stuff that you reported to me, I want to see if I can get you some help. See if I can rehabilitate you and get your mind right and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, what does that entail? She was like, you can either go to court and try to beat the case, the 15 to 75 years, or you can go to the state hospital and live there for one day to life. And I was like, damn, I can either be there for one day or the rest of my life, or minimum 15 to 75 years. So that was a big decision that I had to make in my life. Like, am I going to plead NGRI, which is not guilty by reason of insanity? Am I going to plead that, or am I going to just go and try to beat this case? And then I was like, through it all, even if I'm there for the rest of my life, I want to get my mental state fixed. I want to dig into my childhood. I want to dig into my life, and I want to figure out, like, what stems all mental illness, and why do I fly off the handle or trip on people, you know what I mean, when I'm backed in a corner. So I took the plea to NGRI, and I met with the doctors, and they were like, yeah, you were basically insane at the time of your crime. And so that's how I landed up in Pueblo.
So when you plead NGRI,
Yeah.
not guilty by reason of insanity, one day to the rest of your life, what is it teetering on? Why will they give you the rest of your life if you just continue to act insane?
No, one day to life. So the sentence entails that, because, like, you can go there and you can work on yourself. Nobody gets out in one day. You know what I mean? That's just how they phrase it. You go there, you can go do all the treatment you need to do. You can rehabilitate yourself. You can learn coping skills, how to be a productive citizen in the world. And then there's steps to take, like probational steps to take to get out and live a productive life, a life worth living. And then there's the life part. You can go there and act a damn fool and stay in there for the rest of your life.
Wow. How long were you in there?
4 years.
4 years.
So 2 years in jail, 4 years in the state hospital. So all of my 20s I basically missed out on.
Wow.
But I've learned so much. I've grown so much. I've overcame so much. So, yeah.
So going back, you lost your brother. What kind of kid were you? You said you tried to commit suicide at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Why?
It was just a lot of neglect in the house, a lot of frustration, a lot of chaos. It was just a chaotic environment. Yeah, just like most like African American families, you know what I mean? Like lower class African American families and some just of people of color. We struggle with like drugs and alcohol and you know what I mean, and abuse and you know what I mean, stuff that happens behind closed doors, you know what I mean? So I was just in the middle of it all. And I remember going to the gym and I was trying to hang myself. And then the teacher was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I don't know if she said that, but she was just like, this ain't right. And I ended up going to the hospital, like the children's hospital. And I remember not talking to the doctors, you know what I mean? Because I was afraid that I was going to get in trouble, you know what I mean? And then this one doctor came in. I don't know her name. I don't remember her name, but she was just telling me, like, we can get you some help, you know what I mean? We can help you. We can get you some clean clothes. We can get you some food. What is it that you need from us? And why are you so sad? Why are you so depressed? And then I just broke down, tears, crying, you know what I mean? Told her everything that I was going through. And yeah, so.
Was your mom also on what you said your dad smoked it up? What is that like? What is it?
Crack? Yeah,
crack. Okay.
Crack cocaine.
Okay.
Like the crack epidemic hit hard on the black community.
Yeah.
In the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it just trickled down through like generations. You know what I mean? So.
Was your mom sober or was she also on drugs?
I believe she's still on them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Crack too?
Yeah. But it is what it is. That's her demon she has to face. You know what I mean? But I know for sure my dad's sober now.
When's the first time you kind of like knew like that your parents were doing drugs or you saw it with your own eyes?
I used to know that there was always like weed smoking and stuff going in the house, so I don't consider that like a drug, but there's always that going on, you know what I mean? But I knew that there was something stronger, you know what I mean? Something going on at an early age, real early. I want to say around, I don't know. You know, when you know too much, like I just knew too much. It's like I didn't know, it wasn't that I didn't know enough. I just knew too much as a kid. So I want to say like in like first grade, you know what I mean? Like we've been evicted. We've lived in shelters. You know what I mean? And they like when you talk to people in the family, like, are you understand? Like somebody comes up and tell your parents they got candy and you want some candy and they're not talking about kid candy, so you start to put the pieces together. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You know, so like we knew, and my older siblings knew. So.
Did any of them ever get introduced to it? Start doing it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many of the 7?
So, my older brother, he's clean. His name is Edwin. He's, he just smokes weed. He's just chill. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But my sister, Cor, she hit it hard. You know what I mean? Like, and she broke down to me and she told me, like, I don't want to ever feel like I have to judge my sister. You know what I mean? And she told me, she was like, I'm strong enough to tell you that I'm doing this. You know what I mean? And I was like, I already know. This is when I went from the state hospital. So this is like 3 years ago. And like, you would never think that she'll put herself in that position, but that's what happened. You know what I mean? That life caught up with her, and she's on it full time, and she's really, really, really out there. Then I have a sister named Allison. She started it when she had to be like, I want to say 18, 19.
Wow. Prime of your life.
She has a whole bunch of kids too. She has a lot of kids, but she don't take care of them. You know what I mean? They were in the system. Like I didn't have to beat up my sisters, my brothers. I'd have to fight like it's been a rough life for me. You know what I mean? It's been really, really tough for me.
Mm.
But I still walk around with my head at like up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you should. Um, so from 10, you get taken to the hospital. You said, um, what do they go from there? They just kind of put you back in that same situation.
Mm. So they put me into Fort Logan. So Fort Logan's like a hospital here in the state of Colorado.
For
And
youth.
for youth, yeah, mostly for youth. I don't think they have long term care for like CMHIP here in Pueblo, like the state hospital. But
What's CHMIP? What?
Colorado Mental Health Institute at Pueblo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Fort Logan doesn't have that kind of long term stay for NGRIs. But anyway, I went there when I was 10, and through it all, my dad, when he left my mom and stuff like that, and my mom left, and they parted ways, and my mom had my little sister by another guy. But my mom and my dad had parted ways, and my dad went to prison for drug charges and stuff like that, and other stuff. But he got out, and then he got married to this lady named Lynn. And when he got married to her, they wanted to get custody of me because they had some structure in their house. And when I talk about structure, I'm talking about like the church structure, like go to church, pray, talk to God, read the Bible, like clean your clothes, like stuff that I didn't even know how to do. Like wash your face properly, take showers.
That was your dad's new wife, or
his new wife, Lynn.
So he was clean at this point, or he was just kind of okay.
He was clean at this point. Yeah. So, and then he had my little sister Shamari. Mm-hmm. So I have a sister on my dad's side, so I moved in with him, and then it got worse. Like it wasn't about like the mental abuse and like the verbal abuse and the physical abuse. It just was straight up physical abuse. You know what I mean? They're just like, I'm gonna beat you if you don't do this right. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna beat you.
Wow.
And it got to the point where like I would get beat, like, and I would pee on myself. Like it would be like really horrible situations.
Yeah, I mean you're a child.
Yeah, you know. But through it all, I forgave like the people who abused me. You know what I mean? And
like what like why would they be upset? Like you didn't clean the house. Like they would just fucking just take it to the extreme.
Yeah, like if I didn't clean right, or if like I remember there was this kid named Darius, right? And his mom was my stepmom's best friend, and he used to bully the shit out of me in like middle school. Like I'm already soft spoken, and I'm already like chill and laid back, but this kid was just like a fucking Dennis the Menace, and he would lie to her and say stuff like Morgan did this and Morgan did that, and then like Tanya would tell Lynn, and Lynn was like, well, you need to beat Morgan. Morgan did this, and tell my dad that. So my dad got mad one day and was like, I'm not gonna keep beating my son every time you tell me to beat him. You know what I mean? And then we ended up getting kicked out of there. So I started living with a cousin.
Oh, because you guys lived with them.
Yeah, we lived together. I ended up going to my dad's. My dad ended up getting custody of me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, so all right. Darius's mom would tell your mom Lynn, and then your parents got in an argument because he was like, why do I keep hitting my child if you keep
Yeah.
Trying to keep it all.
Yeah, we didn't live with them, but she would call. You know what I mean? We had our own place.
All right.
Yeah, but so that was a rocky situation because we started living with extended family members. You know what I mean? And we just went through it. Me and my dad. Like, yeah, he would come to my therapy appointments. I remember he was working long hours at this place called Northwest Piping Company, and he would get off like at 4:00 in the morning and have to walk like for like an hour to get home to us. Well, to me, when I was living with my cousin. And through it all, you know what I mean? Like, it taught me how to be a man. You know, my dad taught me how to be a man. He wasn't like the kindest of treatment, but he taught me how to take care of myself at a young age.
Wow. Did you graduate high school?
No, I dropped out.
What grade?
That's a story in itself too. I dropped out in like the 10th grade. I was just looking at my high school yearbook online. I was like, where the fuck is my picture at? Because I couldn't find my freshman picture, but I found my sophomore picture. And I was like, oh. And then I remember like, oh, that's what happened.
Why'd you drop out?
So I got into a physical. I like enough is enough. Like if you corner me, like right now I know skills. You know what I mean. I'm not gonna attack you or I'm not gonna try to fight you. But I was cornered. You know what I mean by my mom and my stepdad, and I ended up fighting them like butt ass naked in the kitchen.
Why were you naked?
Because I got out the shower.
Oh, word. That's a good question.
And like I got out the shower and had the towel wrapped around me, right? And she was like banging on the door, and like this is all like documented stuff. You know what I mean? Like so if anybody tries to come for me, like come for yourself. Like this is the past. But anyway, I got out the shower and I went to go downstairs to my room, and like we just started arguing over like some bus fare to get me to school in the morning because like I missed so many days as a freshman. I would like ditch and go smoke weed, and I had so many days missed. Like I don't even know how I became like a sophomore, but anyway, I had told her like, hey, I need some bus fare for school, and then I don't know, she was high, drunk, and then we got into a fight, and we were fighting in the kitchen, like going blow to blow. Like I'm here fist fighting with my mom. This is crazy. Like this is horrible.
Wow.
So and then my stepdad jumps in and I'm fist fighting with him too. Mind you, I'm only 15 though, but I'm fighting back. Like I'm not like I'm like enough is enough. And then my lip was busted. I had a black eye, and then I was like, I'm gonna call the police. Like I can't live like this no more. You know what I mean? So I called the police. They came, and they seen the conditions that I was in, took me to the hospital, and they seen how my mom was acting. Of course, she was high. You know what I mean? So they ended up taking my little brothers and sisters to foster care. You know what I mean? And I think they I don't think they stayed in there for long. I think like 9 months. And my mom got clean and got him out of foster care and left me there. You know what I mean? But mind you, my mom didn't have custody of me, and my dad did.
Okay.
And I was just living with her at the time. You know what I mean? Because I was living with extended family members and as a freshman, and I wanted a place to call home. You know what I mean? Like even when I lived with my mom, I never had a bed. You know what I mean? Or I never had a room. You know what I mean? I had like a cot at the most, or a blanket in a closet. You know what I mean? Like the real Harry Potter story.
Wow.
So when that had happened, I don't know, I was just tired, and I don't know. So I ended up going to foster care, and then nobody came to get me. Like even though my dad had custody of me, I ended up going to a group home. I went to a treatment center in Canyon City, and got all these diagnoses like bipolar disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, and got put on medication, and then got released to my own apartment. No, I got released to a group home, and then from the group home, I started working at Starbucks, and then I got my own apartment at 16.
Oh, wow.
And I was living in 16, 17, I want to say. I was living in Denver. Wow. Off of like Colfax and Ogden.
Wow. Living by yourself at 16, how much is rent?
Back then it was like $300.
Oh, wow. Okay. Pretty affordable.
Yeah, it was, and plus there was like vouchers, like assistants that helped me. You know what I mean? And I would like, this cat likes me, but I would, I don't know. I was just like searching for myself at that time. You know what I mean? Like I was in like an identity crisis. Like, who do I want to be? Or how do I want to help the world?
Yeah. What did you want to do back then? What was your like goal?
My goal has always been the same. I always want to be an entertainer. Like, I always wanted to be an entertainer.
Since when?
Since I was little. I remember like going to like extended family members' houses and like the dope house and like dancing for money. Oh, wow. Like when I was little, like I asked my mom, like they'll put money in my diaper or dancing. They'll give me ones and stuff like that. And it started with dancing, and then it turned into singing and rapping later.
Wow. So, you drop out in 10th grade. You're about 16 in 10th grade, huh? I guess 15,
yeah.
16. Okay. You start working at Starbucks.
I did get a GED though.
You got a GED.
Yeah.
At what age?
Probably the same age. Around 15, 16. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any like good friends at the time? Who were you hanging around with?
I've always been like a social butterfly.
Yeah.
So, but I have a friend named Joy. We've been friends since like freshman year in high school. We're still friends to this day. Then there's Kristen. She's my brother's ex-girlfriend, and she's like a close friend to me. You know what I mean? Like, I tell her everything, And I had a friend named Anetta, but she passed away. You know what I mean? I've experienced a lot of death in my life, close people. But yeah, I have a lot of friends.
Was that all women?
Joey, Kristen,
Joey.
and Anetta. Yeah.
Okay. So what were they kind of doing at this point in your life? Because if I see your friends struggling, were they also struggling, or
they would come smoke weed with me. Kristen didn't do that. You know what I mean? Kristen was living her life. Like, I would see her here and there, but me and Joy, we were so tight growing up. Like, we told each other our darkest secrets. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah. So he would come by, chill with me, because I had my own apartment. You know what I mean? And I would smoke weed back then. So we'll smoke weed and watch movies and argue with each other, laugh with each other, cry with each other, and we just became really tight. Anetta, the same thing. And then when I went to the state hospital, I got the news that she had passed away. So,
wow, that's dang. Okay, so it's a lot to take in. So 16, 17, around. So when do you start drinking heavy?
I've never been a really heavy drinker.
Oh, I thought you said. I'm sorry.
But there was times where I had episodes where I would be just like messed up. You know what I mean? But like, I got a mental illness, so marijuana is like a hardcore drug to me. You know what I mean? Like,
what's your mental illness exactly?
Bipolar disorder.
Bipolar disorder.
So like, if I was to smoke some weed, like it'd take me to cloud 9 and above.
Isn't there's two types of bipolar, right?
I think there is, but they switch it all the time, so I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I have bipolar with psychotic features, though, like because of my episode that I had, like of all the stuff I was saying, and like I was definitely psychotic and grandiose.
So what does that mean exactly? That psychotic features?
Like, say, like I'm bipolar, so I can have like some mood swings. You know what I mean? And then I can start hallucinating, or I can start like seeing stuff that's not there, or hearing stuff that's not there. So that's like a psychotic feature.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
When's the last time that's kind of happened to you?
Like 10 years ago, when I wasn't on medication, when I went to when I punched that guy.
Oh really?
Yeah, I wouldn't like. So I try to stay medicated. Sorry, I go see a therapist on a weekly. I take my medications. Talk to my friends. I have a healthy support team. I just try to stay afloat, because I never want to go back to jail or back to the state hospital. Or it's just so dark there. Like, you can't even see the sun in jail. Like, I remember being in there for 2 years and like, will I ever see the sun again? Like the sunlight. You know what I mean? Like when they say throw you in the dark and throw away the kid, that's how that shit feels like. It's horrible.
Do you feel like you live more of your life like up or down?
What do you mean?
Like, in bipolar, do you feel like you're more positive in general, or you feel like you're like kind of like more down, like more negative in the bipolarness?
When I was sick years ago, or now?
Let's go now.
I'm always like brushing stuff off my shoulders, trying to find the positive and stuff. I'm trying to turn the mind, look at it, take it from a different perspective. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to find the good in everything. You know what I mean? So, because I don't want to be miserable. You know what I mean? I don't want to be sit back and just be like sad, because that's where I was at before I was on medication. I was like really sad all the time. I was complaining about life, and I thought that was it. That's how I had to live. You know what I mean? And I didn't know how to use the skills that I was taught at the state hospital, how to turn my mind and how to think about things in different lights and stuff. You know what I mean? And be grateful. You know what I mean? Even though it gets heavy. You know what I mean? Life gets heavy. I'm not gonna say I'm walking around smiling every day. I get pissed off. I cry. I get mad. But for the most part, I'm happy.
All right. So getting into your 20s, that's when you go to the state hospital. You go to jail.
Yeah.
What's kind of, so you explained the first night how that kind of went down. What's kind of the weeks and months after? Do people start trying to like get you to join their groups?
They started fucking with me.
Oh really?
So I was like, y'all need to take me to protective custody. Y'all need to get me the fuck up out of here.
Oh really? That's what you told them, for real?
Yeah, I told them that. I was scared as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Look, take me to protective custody. And it's like, he's a bitch. I remember them. I was like, y'all, I gotta have some kind of peace of mind in here. and then I was in a cell by myself. And the thing about that PC protective custody thing was horrible because you only get like 2 hours out, 2 or 3 hours out, and the rest of the time you're in your cell. As like when you're in like population, you're out most of the day walking around. But people are just going through things. You know what I mean? Like people committed murder, committed burglary, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And they've got they're caught. So some of them like I don't got nothing to lose. So I'm gonna just fuck your whole world up. And some people were like, hey, I'm just in here for shoplifting. I'm gonna get out in a couple weeks. And I'm gonna go and get on probation. I remember I remember a lot of people's story, and I just was like, damn, I'm facing 15 to 75 years. And I remember praying every night, like constantly praying, like, just spare me. Please, God, spare me from prison because I'm too sweet. Like, they'll make a bitch out of me real quick.
Did anyone try in jail?
No.
No?
They don't do that, like, in jail. But in prison, that's a whole different world. So I'm like, I can't go there. My whole life will be just wrecked.
Yeah. Wow. So how long were you in PC? The whole time, most basically?
Not the whole time, because I went to PC and then like after I got my evaluations and started taking my medication and started to comply, they moved me to a mental health pod where like there was like a place where like we did groups and we just worked on like mental health stuff, you know what I mean? And then I moved to the county jail like 2 weeks, and then I ended up going to the state hospital. So
okay. In the state hospital, what's that like? What's
it's terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's dependent on the units that you're on. I'm not gonna say it's all terrible because like the treatment that I got there, like I take my hat off to the state hospital because of how precise and how in depth they went into my treatment with.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a lot to deal with, a lot of stuff that I had to talk about that I wasn't feeling comfortable talking about, a lot of things that I had to accept about myself, and a lot of tears, a lot of dark moments. You know what I mean? Like when you wake up and you see like, damn, it's just not like roses, bro. It's like it's dark. So I had to fight through that. You know what I mean? For 4 years. You know what I mean? And looking back at it, I just was like, I can't believe I made it through that. But now I'm happy that I made it through that. So,
what's one of the things that was just kind of like the truths?
The truth?
Yeah, you said that you were coming to terms with these truths in your life.
The truth was like, I can become violent at any moment when I'm just backed into a corner, and then I won't feel no regret after it. And then another truth is, like, just being a black male, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, it's just the system wasn't set up for me to succeed.
Yeah.
Most of black people that I know, black males, they don't beat the odds, you know what I mean? They're either in prison, they're either dead, they don't have nothing to show for themselves, you know what I mean? They're living with their baby mamas, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're totally right, man. Those kind of go hand in hand, you know, like as a black man, you know, they expect you to be violent. You know, that's like kind of the first thing to come into people's minds, like stereotypically is, you know, you see like a white lady's walking across the sidewalk, she sees a bunch of black people walking towards her, she's like, oh, I'm gonna move the sidewalk, move to the other side or something, you know?
In this time, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really per people of color in general.
Yeah, people of color, people of the culture, you know what I mean?
It's a shame. So getting back on track of things, when did you start taking music more seriously?
I've always took music serious, but when I started to like say I'm gonna do this, when I got to Pueblo and they were like, you're gonna be able to get out again, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely just go so hard. Every time I perform, I'm gonna give it my all. Every time I write a song, I'm gonna hit them up hard. Every time I'm trying to collab with somebody, I'm gonna make sure that it happens. You know what I mean? Every time that I present myself in a musical, artistic way, I just want to be the best that I can be at it. You know what I mean? And then I started to study the greats, Michael Jackson, Beyonce. You know what I mean? James Brown. You know what I mean? Like people like that. You know what I mean? Old school people. Nat King Cole. Like I started listening to all different types of music, and then I just morphed into this musical genius. So
Um, so that's basically who you were listening to growing up, or
growing up,
inspiration wise.
I listened to a lot of. So I grew up in the '90s, so there was a lot of groups. Biggie, Smalls. There's Tupac. You know what I mean? Like the greats, Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu.
Mm.
A lot of like culture, black culture, and I'm happy. I'm proud to be black because that's dope. You know what I mean? Like I can say like that came from a place where I lived through. You know what I mean? I was introduced to that. You know what I mean? Growing up, I didn't find like other musics like country and like rock until later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that those are lesser. I'm just saying like I'm happy that I was introduced into like the soulful stuff of the music. You know?
Definitely. All right. So on the whole timeline, you get out of the state hospital at what is it, 27?
27, 28. Yeah.
27, 28?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you got a week left on your time. Do they tell you beforehand when you're getting out?
Yeah, you have to work your ass off, and I'm still dealing with the state hospital.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm serving a 1 day to life sentence, so there's levels that I'm on. Like any moment, they can say like you're not doing right, and just put me back in the hospital.
Until what? Until when?
Until I go to court, and then the judge says like you have an unconditional release, so we don't have to deal with you no more. And hopefully at the end of this year, I'll be able to do that.
Wow. So they could really just come pick you up right now and be like,
yeah,
you're going in.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. That's like some Shutter Island stuff right there.
Yeah, it sucks, but that's life.
Wow. So you got, when they tell you, you know, you're about to get out, what's running through your mind? Who do you contact?
At this point, I'm just trying to live life. I'm just trying to get reconnected to life. You know what I mean? Reconnected to music.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved into like an apartment building here in Pueblo, and I just wasn't making the right decisions either. There, I didn't do anything too crazy, but I ended up like getting regressed, like moved into like an assisted living.
Oh, really?
And they told me that like, well, it's gonna be temporary. You know what I mean? So, and then COVID happened, so I was there for a year.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't leave because like the elderly people there, you know what I mean? Like you can't go.
Yeah, they'll die.
Yeah, you can. Oh no, damn. But you can't go in and out. You know what I mean? Because of like COVID.
They'll die.
Yeah, that's the truth. Goodness. So I was there for a whole year, and it sucked. And then I got a job at GameStop. Started writing music. Before that, I was writing music and putting music out, but it wasn't going nowhere. And then I started working at Black Box, and then started putting music out and trying to perform where I could perform. Got introduced to Mike Harkop at Solar Roast.
Mm-hmm.
He made the vinyl for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
singing up there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I seen that, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I just been trying to go places still. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's never too late. And I think that is gonna happen when it happens. But I don't know what that entails. What's gonna happen? Like I just want to sing. I just want to perform full time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So going into the whole music stuff, the vinyl that you just referenced, can you just describe it for the people that necessarily don't know what it is?
So I have a vinyl out called Musica Vessel. It's a mixture of music of like hip hop, a little bit of rock, pop, R&B, a little bit of jazz that I put together, and wanted to do something different than other people. And I wanted to represent myself and tell stories with it. So I put it together. Mike Harkop is he owns a coffee shop here and a bookstore, and I would perform at his bookstore like once a month.
What's that one called again?
It's called Analog.
Analog.
Yeah. And he just he approached me one day, was like, I want to make a vinyl for you and see if I can get that going for you. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I've never made a vinyl. Nobody in my family's ever did anything like that. So that was a blessing. And I made the vinyl and released my music on all streaming platforms. And ever since then, I hit the ground running. I've met so many cool people here in Pueblo, like for instance, I go to a studio called Still City Studios. Quentin runs it. He runs his studio on just like if you can't afford to go to like a regular studio, like he'll help you get into the studio and do your whole album for you. He just did my whole album for me, like the one that I was playing before.
Oh wow!
And I'm excited to release it because it got some bangers on it.
Yeah, it does.
So, and it's different. You know what I mean? It's different. He let me be myself in the studio. Worked with me vocally. He's really like a musical genius. So, big ups to Quentin. And
shout out Quentin.
Yeah. So this next album that's coming out, I'm excited about it. I just want to see where it can go. I'm trying to take the different steps than just saying, "Hey, I have an album. Listen to this." So I'm trying to figure out how to promote. You know what I mean?
What's it called?
This one's called "The Time Is Now."
The Time Is Now.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people that would argue, the way music is consumed these days is not through albums, it's through singles?
I'm gonna drop some singles, but I want to have a body of work. Like I write. That's one of my gifts. Is like I can write a song here in like 15 minutes.
Oh wow.
It might not sound like the best, but I can write a song. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been working on my songwriting for a long time since I was like 15. And I just think that I have so much more to offer than just one song. Like I have just released this single called Middle. I didn't do no promoting or none of that because like me and the artist fell out. But it's on platforms.
We'll get into that.
You want the shade?
This is the whole life story here.
Yeah, it gets messy.
But let's keep talking about the music for now. How many songs are on the album?
13.
That's good. That's a good size. I mean, not too little, not too many.
Right. And I have about 4 or 5 music videos
already recorded.
Already done.
Wow. None released yet.
None released.
What's the projected date on the whole project?
So we're shooting for December, like December 20th or so. But I have to get the artwork done.
Okay.
And one of my close friends are working on the artwork. She's doing like a Picasso of me.
Oh wow.
It's pretty dope. And her name is Celeste.
Oh wow.
She has a painting company here in Pueblo called Agathia Paints. She's pretty dope. So you guys should check her out too.
Oh yeah, shout out Celeste.
Celeste.
Yeah, December, that's a tough time to release music.
You think so?
I mean, yeah, there's not fourth quarter artists are typically, historically it's Jay-Z. He's the fourth quarter king, but he's like the hardest hitter. It's like their heads aren't in the music. They're in the fucking holidays.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's like just as a Christmas present, listen to this song.
That's true. That's very true.
I'll just think about it in a different way. But no, like I'm just trying my hardest to put it out there. Like it might not even be December. It might be next year. You know what I mean? But it's gonna happen soon. You know what I mean? Because everything's done. You know what I mean? And I wanna know more stuff like the fourth quarter artist that you just mentioned. Like I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Like I'm really good at art. Like the business side of it, I suck. But I need to be able to get on that level to grow as an artist. You know what I mean? Like every time I'm on like YouTube or something like that, is like I try to look up something else. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't. It doesn't stick with me. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather just perform and just give it my all and just no, that's not how it works. You got to be a businessman too. So I'm getting better at it, but I'm not the best businessman.
Yeah. I think, like you said, you're good at the art, and when you're good at the art, I think you're gonna attract people that are, they're seeing the potential. I think that's what makes a good relationship like that. The owner of the analog, there's people that are gonna see you early. Shout out Street Champs and give you that give you that push and give you those just the knowledge or just their eyes looking at you. That's more valuable, I think, than I mean, you could try to learn it all, but there's always gonna be people that have been doing it longer and are doing it a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah, good relationships. Speaking of relationships, are you single?
Yeah.
How long have you been single?
About 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I don't haven't found the right person.
That's fair, but there's been some Johns.
Jacob's Johns. That's funny. Yeah.
John is just like a word for anything. It's like a noun. But
Okay.
what was your last dating experience like? What is it like dating Morgan Cox?
I'm mean.
You're mean.
I think I'm mean.
Why?
It's like, no, I'm not mean. I just haven't found the right person. Like, the market out here is just not. It's just not for me. I think I'd rather focus on my music. Dating Morgan Cox. Nobody's really asked me that before, and I've never really had like a significant other.
Well, I mean, one day you're gonna want one, right?
I don't know. The world's kind of crazy now,
It is kind of crazy now, but
but yeah, probably so. If I find the right person.
yeah, I think the whole point of life is to make a little you. That's why
You think so?
I mean, that's the whole reason we're here is to make babies and fucking keep going. And why else are we here?
I just think leave my mark on the world, and I think that's a part of leaving your mark on the world if you leave some kids behind.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, I'm not leaving any kids. I'm not having any kids.
Hmm.
I got a lot of nieces and nephews, but no kids.
What's Morgan's type? What's your type? What do you go for?
Whoa. I don't have a type.
You don't have a type.
No. I just like if we vibe, we vibe.
Huh. It's all mental.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. I respect it.
You just can't stink.
Yo, you don't like people that have BO.
Yeah, no, you can't stink.
Okay.
No.
That's like your only turn off you have?
There's a lot. Can't stink. Can't slobber.
Like when you sleep or just in general?
Just in general, just be talking and just start slobbering. I'm like, ooh.
That's crazy.
Like, no, you can't stink. You just got to be down to earth. You just got to be willing to grow with me. I don't know. I feel like I don't have a type. What's your type?
My type, I like I think you kind of cleared some good bases there. I don't like a girl that stinks either, or maybe and slobbering I hadn't even really thought of. So, but I guess I don't really fuck with that. I feel like I could fix that. I could be like, just like don't swallow like audibly. Just swallow to yourself.
Did you know I was gay?
You're gay?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know you were gay.
Okay, cool. I guess most people don't.
How long you been gay?
2 days. It's like,
2 days, bro?
My whole life, bro. Since I remember.
Like what age were you just like you remember like vividly being like, oh, I'm gay?
When I was playing with my sister's Barbie dolls, I don't know.
Really?
Then, I don't know.
Like,
I never really was like.
So you were born gay?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
I do think so, because like that's a hard ass life to live. Like, who would want to choose? Like, especially like it was really tough for me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to choose to be gay. Like I think that is definitely like a trend now. Like for some kids to say like, oh, I'm non-binary. That's like some of that stuff is like a trend. But
yeah,
like growing up, just being gay was just so hard to do. You know what I mean? So
I feel like you got picked on more because of it.
Being feminine, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been called. My last name's Cox. You know what I mean? So people used to run up to me like, Morgan loves Cox, and punch me in the back of the head and all kind of crazy stuff. Like, so when it comes to like, I've never really had like public affection, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, oh, what's my type? You know what I mean? Like, I never really, no.
Huh. What, was there an age that you came out, or you just kind of lived your life and never really told anyone?
I came out to my parents. My
When?
mom told me she already knew. She said, what the fuck, and don't call me saying nothing like that no more. She's like, I already know.
What age did you come out to your parents?
Like 15. And you know what my dad said?
Huh.
He's like, oh, we got to pray for you. We got to go to church. We got to go pray for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. And there's so much like stigmatism and stuff like that around like being gay and like the Christian religion and stuff like that. Like if you're Christian, like you have to live a certain way, but people pick and choose how to be Christian. Like people pick and choose how to do a lot of things, but some people are like, I'm Christian, but my zodiac sign is a Leo. But in like you're not supposed to
pagan ass shit right there.
You're not supposed to do stuff like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm Christian.
I don't really give a fuck, honestly. I like do it all. You
do what you want to do. Just
Yeah.
don't come for me. Like if you come for me, then you better bring some heat.
Oh. Like be a gay Christian with your zodiac sign. Like I don't care.
Yeah, like I don't really care. Like I think that's the problem with the world. Like once I if I have to speak up and I have to stand for a cause, it's probably going to be the fact that humanity needs to come together in order to move forward, and that's meaning accepting everybody. You know what I mean? And that's not like accepting their beliefs or their thoughts. Just accept that person believes something different than you.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let them live their life.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're not hurting nobody, you know what I mean? Like, got somebody chopped up in their house making human tamales and shit like that. You know?
For real, nah.
Yeah.
Not the human tamale lady.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're not hurting somebody, I think that somebody, if they want to be a cat today, let them be a cat. Let it be Halloween every day. I mean, if they want to be, if they want to say that if they're transgender, let them be a transgender. Let them do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to condemn them for trying to be who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. What's your thoughts on transgender, politics right now? Do you
I think that some people just need to live their fucking life and stop worrying about other people. Like, to tell somebody how to live their life is just like, is ruthless. Like, that's
casting a stone type shit. Go back biblical.
That is, but like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What do you do? You know what I mean? Like, for you to say this about this person or tell this person to do this, what the fuck do you do in your life? Because you're not a fucking saint. You don't walk around floating around giving out money to the homeless and the poor or trying to change the world. Like, you got some demons too. Like, everybody has their demons, and I think that people need to understand that. Like, nobody's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And if they are, take me to them.
Honestly,
take me right to them so I can talk to them, so I can figure out how to be perfect too.
Yeah, they're not there.
Nobody that's walking on this earth right now is perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you can say Jesus walked on the earth, he was perfect, or Buddha, or all these people. You know what I mean? All these people that were like,
I think they're anomalies. I don't think
I
think I would count Jesus as a person anyway. I think he's God in the same breath as,
you know what I mean? Yeah, like even with God, like, I think that if God was like wanted us to live perfect, or wanted us to know like who was like the like I'm God, worship me like right here, right now. He'll be right here, right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want you to believe in. But I think that we all have to figure out like what we can do to make the world a better place. You know what I mean? And like, when we die, I bet you it's something that we haven't even thought about. I bet you it's something totally different. You know what I mean? Because like, that's what makes life like trials, tribulations, going through stuff. Like, if life was so perfect all the time, it'll be boring. Like, if I was just sitting in a place where I was just happy all the time, it'll be weird. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't, my spiritual, I'm really spiritual, but I'm not religious. Like, I grew up in a church. I started singing in the church. I would go and I read the Bible a lot, and it was really, really, it was scary. You know what I mean? Like, that, I feel like it's a way to force people how to think and live. So like, I'm not for it. But like, I love like Christian music, like the notes that they hit, like how they sing.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like that. But like, I am not like I don't go to church every Sunday. I'm not a Christian. I can't say that. You know what I mean? I'm not. No.
You know, and some people would argue, like, what your zodiac sign, or what your star chart told you, you have to get your physical right. A lot of people would argue
that's the devil or something. They're like,
no,
that's crazy.
Well, some would argue that too, but I would say it's kind of the trifecta. You need your physical, mental, and spiritual, kind of all aligned. You kind of have to. Life's, I don't know. I believe in Jesus, and like life's so much fucking easier when you're like, oh, I didn't do that. Like, God has a plan for me. Like, oh, like that wasn't meant for me. God took that, blessing in this, or like I thought it was a blessing. He took it away. Like, it's easy to just kind of chalk up life to. It's kind of like ignorance is bliss type shit.
Yeah, turn another cheek.
Yeah, it's, and I could see why that's attractive to a lot of people. Like, you can't control everything in your life, and it's, instead of trying to find that really deep answer, it's just like the man upstairs just didn't think that was there for me.
So I do believe in God. I do believe that I can't say that I believe in Jesus, but I do believe in God. You know what I mean? Because I do think that we all have purpose, and something had to put a purpose on earth. You know what I mean? We just didn't just happen. I don't believe in things just happening. You know what I mean? So I do believe that there's a higher power.
Mm.
Be like when I figure it out, I mean, like, hey, like I can't sit here and say that I'm Christian and be gay or.
You ever done mushrooms?
No, I have a hell of an imagination. I'll be seeing all kind of stuff.
Like, if you do enough mushrooms, you'll believe in God for real. Like, it sounds stupid, but like, it just makes this like sense in your heart and in your brain. It makes you one where you're like, I could die right now, and I'll be happy. Like, it's insane. And I feel like any psychedelics.
Yeah, no psychedelics for me. No, because my imagination is just crazy, and I don't want to just trip out and hurt anybody or hurt myself. But I understand that some people connect with the higher power through psychedelics. Like, it's tribal work. People have been doing it for thousands of years. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, whenever I take mushrooms, I get like way too comfortable with dying. I'm like,
see, I want to see tomorrow.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I want to be comfortable with death. Not quite yet. I got things I want to do.
Exactly. That's a problem with it. Well, like, you'll take it and you'll be like, this life doesn't mean anything. I'm just here. I'm a spiritual being, and you're like, you kind of just forget about your physical. You know, you got to keep track with everything actually happening in the physical world.
Yeah. And it's been tough in the physical world, like, yeah, but I'm definitely spiritual. I do believe like in energies. I do believe in like God being the source. I do believe like, I don't know, like, and I read the Bible. You know what I mean? I read about Jesus, and I was a strong believer in Jesus. You know what I mean? But I can't believe in a religion that condemns me for being gay. You know what I mean? Or I mean, I can't sit there and say like, I can't go to church and be like, okay, hallelujah, you know what I mean? And when I know so much about the history of Christianity, you know what I mean?
The Pope says it's cool to be gay now. The Pope says it's chill.
Like, people can say all that. I like, this is one thing. Like, somebody can tell me something, and like, if it don't fly with me, I don't care. You know, like, I'm so strong, like, with who I am. Like, nobody can tell me who to be or how to be it anymore.
That's good. That's how it should be.
Like, who is the Pope? Like, he don't pay none of my bills. If he came and gave me some food stamps or something, I might be thinking about like, okay, maybe I'll take in consideration on what you said. I mean, if you gave me some gas money or something, I mean, maybe you can help me out. But other than that, piss on you.
I mean, I've never met the Pope either.
That's for everything. And I met the Pope when I was younger, when I was like a kid.
Oh, wow. It's probably a different Pope, I bet.
He's dead now.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fascinated with me too. It's kind of weird.
Oh no, you were a child? Oh no,
yeah, that was horrible.
It's kind of their whole shtick, I guess.
Me and my sister and my mom was there too, and he was praying over. They prayed for us and stuff too. We're in a shelter in Denver.
Oh wow,
it was like a big ceremony. I remember it. It's kind of weird.
Wow. Shout out to Pope.
Shout out to that Pope. Praying for me. He's probably seen the long road.
He's up there for real.
Yeah.
Or down there for real, depending on what he was
doing.
Do
you believe in heaven and hell?
Yeah, I do. I like, like I said, it's a comforting thought to think, man, I'm gonna do my best here, and if I do my best, all my loved ones and all my pets, and I could think of the greatest life I could think of is just, 100 million good decisions away.
Oh, see, I was a strong believer in like heaven and hell until my brother passed away. And then I thought to myself, like I don't have any kids. You know what I mean? He has 2 kids. Like, I have dreams and aspirations. He has dreams too. And for him to die, and I was just like, where the hell? Why would God take somebody like that so young? Or if the devil had interfered or whatever it was, I was just thinking. You know what I mean? And I came to the conclusion, like, I had a dream. I like have dreams. You know what I mean? And I really like think dreams are like interpretations, like from God trying to tell you stuff. You know what I mean? And in my dream, I asked my brother, where can I find him? And he told me in my heart. He didn't say heaven or anything like that. So that's just where I'm at. So I believe like the memories that you leave behind. You know what I mean? Because heaven and hell's on earth, I think.
Yeah.
If it did exist, because this place can be really, really dark, or this place can be really, really great. You know what I mean? So I think we should live in the now. You know what I mean? Because if we're living for tomorrow's satisfaction, we're not gonna be mindful in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right, and
but I don't push. That's my beliefs. Like, I don't knock your beliefs. Like, I encourage you to believe how you believe, but that's what I believe.
Yeah, no, I think we're kind of arguing the same point. Like it does, as long as long as you get to point A, which is being a good person and being nice to people and living like a moral life, you know, it doesn't matter how you get there. Like, just be like a nice, functional, productive, helpful person, and like help your neighbor. That's all anyone could ask for in life, really.
Right.
I believe. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be cool to like live like a bad guy life sometimes, like be an outlaw, but I don't think I got it in me.
Yeah, like I said in the earlier comments that like I should be a villain. You know what I mean? Like if I was to think of like all the stuff that happened to me and like try to like hold that regret, then I think I'll be evil or mad.
Yeah.
But I think everybody should be happy. At least feel some joy at least once a day.
Yeah.
Try to make it a better place.
What's your opinion on Kanye West?
Kanye West?
Yeah.
He's a fucking genius.
He's a genius. He's bipolar.
Yeah, when he gets off his medication, he goes right to the
To Twitter.
To Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that the thing with celebrities who had success so young and being in the spotlight is like they gotta be perfect. You know what I mean? Like, but I think Kanye West is so raw. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't have to be perfect. Like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. His beliefs, like that's his beliefs. That's his personal beliefs. Like I separate the artist from the music. Like I love his music. I mean, so
You know the story of how his mom died?
didn't she get like a breast reduction and like
She was getting I mean, I believe it was just like a tummy tuck, like a mommy makeover type thing. You know, like
she passed away.
she passed away on the operating table, and Kanye West paid for the surgery. And like that kind of, they say that kind of set off the entire saga we're seeing today. Happened in the early 2000s.
Definitely will affect somebody crazy. Like definitely will make you go crazy if you feel like you had something to do with your mom's death. That's painful. You know what I mean? Like I remember watching an interview and saying that he was saying that his mom knew every lyric to all of his songs. You know what I mean? She'll be singing along with him. Like that's a rock.
That was
like,
his manager, I think, for a few years.
I don't have anybody like that knows every fucking lyric to all my songs that I write. You know what I mean? That's always showing up. You know what I mean? I don't have that. So like to have that and to get that much success, you know what I mean? Like, and for that to be taken away, like, and then to have to face the world with all these like baby mamas and like these tabloids and like these that will wear on you. Like if you're not mentally prepared to deal with that, that'll wear on you. But that flashing lights, I listen to that like every week.
Classic song right there,
like,
man.
Like I really like his old stuff. Like, oh, when it all falls down. I like that.
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I mean, so
Yeah, he's I mean, bipolar celebrities are not that common that they'll speak about it. Have you seen the show Dave?
I live under a rock.
Okay. Do you know who Lil Dicky is?
Lil Dicky, yeah.
Lil Dicky. There was this rapper named Gata. Gata was kind of like a hype man, but he suffers from bipolar disorder too. But his whole life story is like when you reach like a certain level of fame, and it's just kind of like taken away from you. Not really taken, like it's hard to maintain, you know, the constant rise up. So eventually you're gonna like level out or, you know, go down. Really in life, I guess, like that's when his bipolar disorder started to really act up. When like he thought he was famous, and then he thought he had it all, and then it just kind of
I thought I was Beyonce. When I went to the X Factor,
really,
I thought I was definitely gonna be on top of the world. Nobody could tell me nothing, and took it to a dark place and got like really manic. That's the word, is when you're like you have uppers and then you have a downer, which is like a depression. So I was manic, and I've never been manic before in my life. So I felt like I was on coke,
really,
all day, just running around.
Wow. Walk me through the X Factor experience.
So
what's auditions like?
Auditions were like you had to show up, sign up for the first audition, and then they'll tell you to come back. They told you to come back and sing for the judges the next day. So I came back and I sang Amy Winehouse Back to Black. And when I got to sing Back to Black, one of the judges was like, "Well, I really like this kid. Like, so come back tomorrow. You can come back tomorrow, but you gotta wear the same thing." Yeah. I was like, what? I didn't have a washing machine either, so I washed all my clothes in the sink. I remember.
Huh.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty funny. But um, I went back there, and then I was just on cloud nine. I was talking big shit to everybody in line. There was this one guy that was like, um, I'm the next winner of the X Factor. And I was like, no, I'm the next winner of the X Factor. And I was yelling back and forth. He was like, who the fuck you think you're talking to? I said, I don't know. You're in the line trying to be somebody. So who are you?
Oh
Like
shit.
I was going off and I had comebacks. Like, if people clap at me, I got comebacks. Like I could come back real quick. But it was crazy. And then I sang Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. So I'm this kid in there yelling, going crazy, dancing, doing all this stuff. And then I sing Amy Winehouse, Back to Black.
I look. You don't even know what that's. I don't know how the song
you,
goes.
you don't know how it goes?
No. Can you do like 10, like 8 bars from it?
Um, let's see. He left no time to regret. Kept his dick wet with his same old safe bet. Me and my head high and my tears dry. Get on without my guy. You're went back to what you knew. So far removed from all that we've been through. And I tread a troubled track. My odds are stacked. I go back to black, yeah. We only say goodbye with words. I've died 100 times. You go back to her and I'll go back to. Something like that. It's a jazz song.
Damn, that was fire. Never heard that song still, but you sang it really really pretty, really beautifully.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sung that song, and then they gave me all these auditions. Well, they gave me all this praise and stuff like that, and they told me to go home, and I went home and got drunk a twisted tea, and then the next day I stayed up from when the sun was coming up, just watching the sun, staring directly into the sun. I didn't even wear glasses back then. Burned out like my some stuff in my eyes. I don't even know what it's called, and then punched the old guy and went to jail.
Oh well, so you didn't even
Get the call on the TV round. No.
do you know if you would, did you get the call back? Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you did get the call back.
My dad called me because I left my number and my dad's number, and I was going through it. I fell out with my dad that time too. You know what I mean? Around that time, and he was like, "The X Factor keeps calling my phone, so what do you want me to do?" I said, "Tell him that I'm in jail." So he told him that I went to jail, and I hung up the phone on him. Like I was psychotic. You know what I mean? Like half of the stuff that I've been through, I think that most of my life I probably was psychotic and didn't know. But yeah.
You know,
So,
I think you know, this is gonna be a big part of it. But you know, with your story, you know, no one's gonna tell it like you are telling it right now. You need to just put this whole thing out there, man, and be like, I could already see the titles now. Like I would have been the next X Factor, but I went to the, you know.
I don't want to say that because I don't think I would have been the next X Factor. I would have been where I'm at right now. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? And that reason was I couldn't handle it at the time. So I'm reaching, like I said, like I have an audition for The Voice. I have an audition for America's Got Talent next week. So I'm still reaching for like stardom and fame and stuff like that. But if that stuff doesn't happen to me, like you live every day and you die once. You know what I mean?
Nah, sometimes, man, you gotta take your destiny into your own hands.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like I said, I'm reaching. But
the strongest thing right now, man, is the internet. If you're not putting yourself out there on the internet as a musician or an artist or an entrepreneur, you're working backwards.
Yeah.
You know, so like
I'm on the internet.
Well, you gotta fucking label it right, man, because your story is so unique and interesting. It's just you need to give people like the opportunity to hear it.
Yeah. Especially with this next album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I really want to be prepared. You know what I mean? Like I understand. Like you're not the first person to say that I don't talk enough. Like my friend Mariah goes like, you don't say enough, Morgan. Like you've been through so much. You don't say enough of like what you've been through. And maybe it's because I'm waiting for the right time. You know what I mean? Like right time. But like I'll come and like spit some shit here. You know what I mean? Talk. Like I've been in the paper before. You know what I mean? Like on the Chieftain, tell my whole story there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean,
I was on the news. You know what I mean? So I there's places, people and places.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And but like this next album, The Time Is Now, there's songs on there that explain like what my position and where I'm at. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm. Can you play us one of the songs that you are really stoked for the people to hear?
yeah, this is the first single that's gonna come out, or the second one. I'm not sure yet. It's called The Path.
Can you give us a little backstory? What does it mean to you?
The path is like everything that I've been through. There's no going back. You know what I mean? There's no going back to living the life that I had. Is only upward and to infinity and beyond. You know what I mean? And the lyrics are like, no going back, my footsteps on the path. There's no turning back. Ooh, I didn't see this one coming. Get out of my way. I won't stay. Get out of my way. I won't stay. And it's like standing your struggle, standing wherever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
hell yeah,
but let me play some
I'm
for you
excited to hear it.
and play a little bit of The Path. Like I wanted to, yeah, let me see. No going back, my footsteps on the path. There's no turning back. Ooh, I didn't see this one coming. Get out of my way. I won't stay. Get out of my way. I won't stay. Wicked witch, I hope the house falls on you. All I've been through, I should be the villain. Is it really safe to express how I've been feeling? Dealing with depression, learning life lessons, count my blessings. Look, stop messing with me. One day to life, I can't wait to be free. No going back, my footsteps on the path. There's no turning back. Ooh, I didn't see this one coming. Get out of my way. I won't stay. Get out of my way. I won't stay. They say the grass is greener on the other side. I say, water your lawn, 'cause the other side is mine. Oh, mine. No going back, my footsteps on my path. There's no turning back. Ooh, I didn't see this one coming. Get out of my way. I won't stay. Get out of my way. I won't stay. No going back, my footsteps on the path. There's no turning back. Yeah, that's The Path.
Who's producing your beats and stuff?
So there's a artist that I usually go to named Phyllis, but this album I just found like artists on YouTube and just bought least beats and was like, okay, I just want to write to this. I can come up with some fire, and then that's what happened. So
Wow. You want to show us one more?
you want me to sing it or you want me to play it?
Sing it. You got the instrumental?
Yeah. Let me see.
If you guys fuck with that song, go check out Morgan Cox on all streaming platforms.
That one's not out yet, but it will be coming to all platforms.
There's J in there? Is
Morgan J. Cox.
All right,
Yeah.
Morgan J. Cox.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll do Stay Ready. Okay, now I'll do this one. This is called Black Mamba. Like I'm a Kill Bill fan, and it's probably my favorite movie. But anyway, here we go. Yo. Listen while I spit this in your ear. Bring you back to life like death is near. I got the antidote, the hope will never die in me. You've been warned, stop trying me. I'ma rock the mic and steal the show. Rendezvous at studio, lips to hand and let go. Inhale, blow slow, a kiss to the haters. Now and later, hasta la vista, baby. I'm cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded, yeah! My style's deadly, like the black mamba. My venom vicious flows will put you under. My style's deadly, like the black mamba. My venom vicious flows will put you under. You won't smoke, you won't beef, you think you better than me. I'm with the shit, don't forget, I done been through the storm. Raging tempest all day long. Don't make the higher power have to call you home. Phone for help, play the cards that's dealt. Finish him. Walk the walk and talk the talk, the ground to catch you when you fall. Climb the highest mountain, M-O-E. Money over everything, that's what I'm shouting, pouting with my big lip out. Don't make me bring the hoodlum out tonight. I wasn't raised right. Let's play a game. Cut the rope like Saw. Break free, get with me, look. Melanated, so you leave no hickeys, too black to blush. Rush, rush, ayo. Do you feelin' me now? Feelin' me now? Whoa. I'm cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded, cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded, yeah! My style's deadly, like the black mamba. My venom vicious flows will put you under. My style's deadly, like the black mamba. My venom vicious flows will put you under. My style's deadly, like the black mamba. My venom vicious flows will put you under. Ooh, whoa. My style's deadly, like the black mamba. My venom vicious flows will put you under.
I like that one too. That one's called Black Mamba.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I wish we would have got the audio right before this. I don't have a fucking aux cord that goes over here though. That's the next thing. No, not from there to there.
We'll just cut this out of the video and put me in.
Just put the song in there.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like, you're a good artist, man. With no like reverb or pitch correction or nothing, bro. Like you're solid. So that's more than I can say about a lot of artists that I come across. So
thank you.
Yeah, man, you're fucking talented as hell. Future plans. Where's Morgan Cox gonna be in the next 1, 5, 10 years?
Okay, so my dreams basically is to become a mainstream artist. Plans, once I get off of paper, I'm gonna move to California, start networking there, and yeah, just try to become as big as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that I have a good message, bro. You know what I mean? So, like, I have so much different sounding stuff on that album. Like, it's totally like, it doesn't sound like the same person, like the same. You know what I mean? So,
all right. Ideally, where do you see yourself in the industry in 10 years? Like, where? Call it right now. Where
in 10 years?
Yeah.
Hopefully that I can at least have one Grammy, at least one. If I get signed, I'm gonna take that shit and run with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I gotta do this. I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna take it and run with it. But eventually, I want to play in movies too. You know what I mean? Because I act sometimes. You know what I mean? Here, I've done some local movies and stuff like that, and small budget stuff. But my dream role It's playing Louis Armstrong. Yeah.
Is that the trumpet player?
Yeah.
All right.
Listen to What a Wonderful World.
Yeah. He's still alive?
No.
Oh.
At least I think. I hope not. Well, I hope he's. I don't think he is.
Yeah. Like, I hope he's not alive.
A zombie.
Damn. But yeah, I could see it. I definitely could see those things happening for you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Definitely. Is there anything else that you wanna tell the people?
Just keep an eye out for the album. I'm gonna be performing more once the album's released. I'm gonna try to hit up more of like northern Colorado. Probably do a small tour.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just rock with me.
Yep, we gotta have you back too. We gotta have the updates, and yeah, hopefully we see you somewhere big here soon.
Right.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Morgan J. Cox, guys. Street Champs, come get put on. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that shit. All right.